Hello, I'm RetroJules and welcome to World of Tanks on Xbox One. This is the American T49 Tier 8 light tank. A tank which I no longer own, and I forgot to record what it looks like in the garage. So what you're going to see is the Tier 7 Bulldog before it, excellent tank. The T49 itself, questionable tank. And the T54E1, the Tier 9 medium tank, which comes after it, which is looking pretty good so far. Now with the T49, you've got a choice of two cannons, the 90mm or the 152mm gun launcher. And if you've seen my T49 Identity Crisis video, I go into quite a lot of detail about the differences between the two. And basically what I had to do to progress the tank was revert back to the 90mm cannon and basically act again as a scout and a spotting vehicle, and I could progress the vehicle really quickly and easily. But with the 152mm gun launcher I just could not progress the tank. I was having dreadful games. I've got the T54E1 and I kept the T49, and I thought I'm going to go back to that, put the derp gun back on and just see how I do. So with the derp gun, you get 910 damage with high explosive rounds, so you only get that damage if you hit a nice soft spot on the tank. It's got a dreadful 0.6 accuracy, very long aim time. The view range and the signal range are exactly the same as the Bulldog, and it feels a little bit sluggish. It's got the same speed as the Bulldog, but its traverse speed is 12 degrees per second less than the Bulldog, so it's not quite as nimble, not quite as manoeuvrable. Now if you're going to carry the 152mm gun launcher, immediately you are not a spotting vehicle, because you can't have binoculars, you can't have a camo net, and you can't have optics, because you really need to focus on making the gun playable. So as a result of that, you'll fit a gun laying drive to improve the aim time, vertical stabilizers to keep your accuracy while you're moving the turret and zipping around during the game, and ventilation just to try and improve everything else. From what I remember with this tank, you can't have a gun rammer to improve the load time. I may be right or wrong about that, but I remember fitting vents anyway. So I've gone back to this tank to have a go, to give you an idea of what it's like with the 152mm gun launcher with my new style video, so you get a better look, a better HD quality bit of footage. And I'm kind of neither here nor there with it. I did sell it. I didn't keep it. Didn't really get on with it. But here's the footage to show you. It's a beautiful sunny day on the cliff. It's a Tier 10 game. We're a Tier 8 American light tank. And we are carrying the 152mm gun launcher on our T49, the derp gun. So we're going to head for the right hand side of the lighthouse and do a little bit of spotting. We have got no spotting equipment whatsoever. All the equipment we're carrying is to improve and make the gun usable and effective as we can, but we are the only light tank, so we do need to scout still. The enemy team have only got one scout, and that is also a T49, so there shouldn't be any shocks in store, as long as we don't meet head to head. So we're just going to nip up to the brow here and do a little spot and maybe head up. Oh, and there he is, there's the T49. And we both give each other a bosh. And we're kind of both sitting there. Probably a little bit shell shocked actually. So he did 900 damage to us, we did 900 damage to him. And you need to be a little bit careful now, because we're good for nothing as far as hits are concerned. And he hit our ammo rack too as well, which is great. And I do think when I played this game I didn't actually realise I'd been ammo racked. You just accept the load time as being relatively horrendous. Yeah, it's gone up to 38 seconds now, which is dreadful. And we finish off the T49. Yes, that'll teach you for hitting our ammo rack. That'll also teach us for being stupid and not repairing it. Yeah, I've not realised in this game that I was ammo racked. I was so enthralled and trying to stay alive. So we've got the Tiger 2. And the T49 auto-loading medium. So our Tiger 2 is taking shots from our team. I think we're clear to the right.
Unlocking target.
T69's disappeared. Oh, there he is. He's just taken a shot, so we could finish him off. Now, he's hidden behind a building, so he's either hiding or he's reloading. And if he's reloading, he's out of action for quite a long time. So I fancy my chances here. And there we go, we finish him off nicely. I don't know if you've noticed, but the turret traverse on this tank is a little bit on the sluggish side. So you have to be wary of that when you go in for your opponent. But it takes a second or two just to traverse round and get on the target. So we've got a tank destroyer down the bottom there. And I'm just sort of trying to work the ridge line. See if I can spot anything, aim at anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of their team have gone right round the lighthouse. 7th member of their team is on the lighthouse. There's the waffle maker, and yeah, he's a huge silhouette, so this should be an easy shot. And we nibble 147, and that's the risk you take when you shoot a high explosive over a long distance at a relatively angled target, because even though he's got no armour, it is quite well angled. He's got that great big sort of alien hood. Now, I make a big mistake here because I don't fancy our chances in the game. They've got a platoon, they're a little bit strong, so I'm kind of thinking of capping to try and win the game, forgetting I spotted a tank destroyer, and there he is at H1. He's on the map. Retro, look at your map. Retro, look at your map. And yeah, that's just silly. So not a happy ending for me on that, but it shows you how good the gun can be and how rubbish it can be, all at the same time. We're on the Great Wall of China. It's another nice day. It's a tier 9 game, and we're a tier 8 light tank. So we're only 1 tier down, so that's a good start. So we're in our T49, carrying the 152mm gun launcher, the giant Durp gun. Highly inaccurate, very unpredictable, fun when it's fun, dreadful when it's not. And we're just going to head for sort of C8, a nice little spotting point. Again, you know, we're not a spotting tank anymore, but we're the only light tank, so we've probably still got one of the best view ranges. And we're going to just park up here on this sort of little ledge. And there's a cut through to the left, so we can go that way and give some support if we need to, and we can spot the village. I'm just going to nestle down on this corner and wait. And wait for something to happen. This is why I don't play tank destroyers, because already I am bored of waiting. And yes, I know, patience really does help in this game. So we've got the M6, a heavily armoured M6 with that giant turret. And we choose to not aim our first shot in the game fully. This gun's got a 0.6 accuracy. And we also choose to nosedive in a panic off the cliff and hurt our commander. So this game is off to a flying start. You really do have to fully aim this gun because it isn't accurate at distance. And if you don't fully aim, absolutely nothing will happen. So we get a nice auto aim in there. and take 25% of his health. Bearing in mind the M6 is quite heavily armoured,
Where'd they go?
so any other light tank and we probably wouldn't be able to touch it. But because we're shooting high explosives, we're getting the damage on impact. So a Type 59's come in to help. Quite happy for him to crack on. And what we'll try and do is head back up the hill up there, because there's 2 mediums up there, 3 mediums now, and yeah, we can't get up that bit, it's too steep. We need to go round and up. So I go back up onto the brow of this little ledge up here, and originally I was wary of the 3 mediums, and I get the M6 in my sights again and I completely forget about them. So he is head on. We get a full aim. No, we don't. I shoot before the full aim. That shot is not going to hit if I don't fully aim. Why do I do it? I did tell you I did sell this tank. I didn't get on with it because I couldn't really play it properly. You probably can. Fully aim, 288 damage. Bearing in mind we're shooting at quite a distance, at quite a heavily armoured vehicle. Just need to reload and hopefully this shot should finish him off. Oh no, and he does 178, he's still alive! We just need to get that one more shot in him. And yeah, so that's the mediums that I was originally going up there to sort of spot and assist with, and completely forgot about them when I took on the N6. So we've taken quite a bit of damage now. So I just need to get out of the way. Just keep them lit up for our team. And oh, now I'm getting shot from over on the left. I need to get out of dodge. This isn't a good place for me to be now. And if I need to get out, I need to drive a little bit better. So we're good for nothing on our health now. We've only got 49. One fart and it's game over in this tank. Let's just get in the clear, get in the village. And there's Artie. He takes a shot. Can we go in and finish him off? Can we aim quick enough? We do an auto aim. And no. We hit the hillside. Probably should have aimed that shot. We may have got round the corner before we'd aimed it, but we should have aimed it. So there's a TD in the cap. One of our heavies is going in. Oh, it's a T28, the heavily armoured T28. So our heavy's taken him on. So this is where the T49 does shine. T28 is only interested in our heavy, so we can come right round, aim for his nice soft engine and finish him off, and there we go. Our heavy was distracting him, keeping him occupied as we come round and bosh it. And that is the T49. That is what you do in the T49. You prey on the weak, you prey on the vulnerable, you catch them when they're not looking. You can be a cruel tank.
We've reached the enemy base.
Now I'm heading off to the west. I don't know why, I don't know what I think I've seen. 3 out of the 4 tanks are on the right hand side of the wall, so I'm not quite sure what I'm up to. Maybe I just wasn't watching the map. Maybe I liked the scenery. Maybe I wanted to see a bit of the map that I haven't seen yet. Anyway, better judgment, and I turn around to where the action is. Now, if I was in a normal light tank, I would just sit up here, try and pop some shots, or just stay clear. But because you're in the T49, with the derp gun, you know how much damage you can do, you know how much help you can be, so I can't help myself. So this IS-3 is not the slightest bit interested in us, and we get a lovely shot in his lower plate. So we dash off to the right to get out of the way while we reload. And then we can go in. He's really not interested in us, so we can really help here. Another shot in the lower plate would be good. And oh, he's on the move, and I really need to come out of zoom. And I miss. And yeah, now he's interested in me because yeah, he can finish me off. That was a dreadful bit of gameplay. Probably should have kept my distance, but there we go. I just was eager to go in close and just bosh a shot in. But we've got 2 heavies against this IS now, so hopefully we've done our bit. Didn't do an awful lot. What did we do? 5 penetrating shots, 4 critical hits, 2 assisted, spot, and a tank kill. So that's all right.
Best job I ever had.
So let's see how we did overall. We didn't survive. Rarely do in the T49, it has to be said. 17 grand in the bank, yeah, pretty pathetic. 4 grand XP on the first one of the day, that's okay. We did 1,600 damage, that's alright. So how did we come out overall? Well, we came out 4th. And that's not bad, considering there were 4 premium tanks in that game. And I think we did better than they did. So ladies and gents, that's the T49. Take it or leave it. I did leave it, I'm afraid.